I've said to you many times about how amazing our asylum seeking process is for the Dover Discoverers. It's so tempting for me to book a flight over to Calais and then come back to the shores of Dover because I think it would be a lot cheaper than for me to be a normal paying citizen. That's right, we're back for a terrible Tuesday and we've got more information about the Dover Discoverers just to make you as mad as how I am. Last year, up to 21,000 Dover Discoverers entered the UK undetected. That's on top of the 55,000 that came over that we know about, that we still know nothing about. Look at these images here. Whilst we have this one who seems to be doing a rather great impression of the crazy frog, we have another two that look like they're having the time of their lives. Let me make it just a little bit bigger. There we go. Just so you can see the massive smiles on their faces.
Are y'all throwing a party?
Well, they are going to be very disappointed very soon. And no, not because of the freebies that they receive, even though those aren't still good enough for them. Actually, you know what? Let's just have a quick break, have a look at the government site to see what they actually get. Housing. So they get a flat, house or hostel, you mean a 5-star hotel, or a B&B, and not to mention the military barracks. Cash support. £47.39 for each one of them in their households. And that's weekly. And don't worry if you get refused, it looks like you get the exact same thing. You will still be given somewhere to live and still get the £47.39 per week. You also get extra money if you're up the duff or have some little kids. And you'll get an extra £300 if your baby's due within the next 8 weeks. And again, if you're refused, you just have to be satisfied with £250. Healthcare. Free prescriptions, free dental care, free eye tests, and we'll even help you pay for glasses. Education. Free education for any child between 5 and 17 years of age. And on top of this, free school meals. So, with all that said and all the benefits that they get, there's still a major problem which they face. Migrant housing has been blasted after a dodgy internet connection causes delay. I am losing the will to censor myself. This is a fucking joke. I'm going to swiftly move on before my head explodes. I wonder if this happens just as easily in the US. Speaking of the US, I'd love to see Donald Trump, not the duck, wheel Biden back to his care home. It's funny because now it's an election year again. The court cases and the charges have started to appear. Coincidental? I think not. But anyway, this would be the funniest thing I've seen since the Transformer came in third against 2 bonus hole holders. Trump would win from jail, pardon himself, and then walk free if convicted. This guy would take Andrew Tate's spot as the new top G. I do doubt that Trump would ever be found guilty for this. And if so, I hold an even higher doubt that he will spend more than a second in jail. Unless he's going there to laugh at Biden's son.
Come on, man!
Speaking of jails, a man who spent 12 years in prison after being wrongfully convicted of murder is awarded $1 million. Well done, lad, well done. Justice has finally come through. It turned out that he was listening to Eminem at the time and stood up when they thought he asked if he was the real Slim Shady. I'm kidding. But anyway, congrats on this, lad. At least your system is still just 1 point ahead of ours. We are still charging people wrongfully convicted board and lodgings once they're released.
It's really so stupid.
And speaking of being released, we can't even keep criminals behind bars. The IS terrorist, judged a danger to the public just 3 months ago, is set to be released from jail. So this scumbag, who was jailed for just 7 years, 7 fucking years back in 2016, after pleading guilty to trying to join ISIS, will set to be released. Let me just explain to you how bad our system is. He was released in December 2019, after being put in jail in 2016, but then recalled to jail in February of this year after being found to have 2 secret phones and a tablet. It's bloody wrong. It's wrong, isn't it, Guinness? So why the hell are we not jailing him again? I don't get it. This is all going to go terribly wrong. A leopard simply does not change its spots. I forget that the police can't arrest anyone unless they've done something wrong. So what are we waiting for? An apology from our lovely government, probably written by ChatGPT?
They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all.
And in keeping with other things that the government just can't get right, NHS England draws up plans to allow children as young as 7 years old to get trans treatment. So the Tavistock Centre, which allowed this shit to happen to children at 3 years old, was closed down last year because it was found to be not safe. Yet the Bright Sparks, the ones who carry the clipboards under their armpits on £100,000 a year, thought this would be a fantastic idea to bring back, but just raise the age to 7. I feel sorry for these kids. They need better parents. If you are not old enough to have sex, you shouldn't be old enough to change your sex.
Again, a good point.
And whilst the government are busy trying to castrate your children, an even bigger problem is arising. Tories miss another climate change target as the MOD, Ministry of Defence, gets to keep their petrol and diesel cars. Good, I am glad. These are definitely vehicles that need to stay with fossil fuels. Imagine being in the middle of a fight and you can't move or fire because someone forgot to put the tank on charge last night. And I'm also deeply offended by it being called a white fleet. I need a dedicated safe space now due to my pigmental flaws. I need somewhere to go cry.
Suck it up!
And speaking of going green, millions will soon face the cost of replacing their solar panels on their houses. So the cost to install, £5,500, savings at £610 a year, and the time to recoup the costs is 9 years. So let's just call it 15 years. So then you have another 6 years at saving £610 a year, so £3,660. Now, I'm no mathematician, but let's see how much you could have had if you just simply invested. So, £5,500 invested, even at a shitty 5% year-on-year return rate, after 15 years, you would have received £6,100. And at 8%, you would have received £12,700. Please tell me, lefties, how going green is saving the world and saving your bank. And this doesn't even take into account the cost of the problems when you're replacing them. Where do they go? Look at where they end up, in landfills. Well done. Double whammy.
This is so dumb. I'm not gonna do this.
People are now obsessed with this cone which was seen on top of a lamppost in Milton Keynes. Come on, council, hurry up and take this down before it falls off in the wind and the rain of our glorious British summer and lands on a migrant's head. We can't afford to be paying out any more money.
We're broke.
Right, that's it for a Terrible Tuesday. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you back tomorrow for a Wacky Wednesday. Signing out.